Meanwhile, let's bring in Chad Ayers. He's a former assistant SWAT team leader who was involved in hostage rescue operations. Chad, first off, were you surprised that the ransom note was given such validity, especially when the family decided to speak out for the first time? Does that tell you that they believe it's real?
You know, Brian, it tells me that no stone is going to be untouched and that they are going to go with what they have. Obviously, we live in a world where there are sick individuals that could possibly send these false ransom notes out here. But there is something telling me that the Bureau, for the Bureau to come in and assist in probably, and I'm not going to say coaching, I truly believe the family wrote that letter. You can see the sincerity, you can see them pouring their hearts out and just the grief of the family. But obviously the FBI has behavioral units and people that want to make sure that certain words that could trigger these abductors aren't in there, and really to speak to the wonderfulness of their mother.
So, former special agent, as you know, the FBI's HRT team is one of the best, hostage rescue team is one of the best in the world. But before you can do a rescue, you need proof of life, which that letter speaks directly to. So if the person does not show this proof of life, what other tools do you guys have at your disposal to try to identify the victim?
Yeah, so Lawrence, obviously in a situation like this, the tactical element of this, like y'all mentioned, HRT, BORTAC, they're at this point, I would assume they are, HRT is staging, BORTAC is probably doing a grid search of that terrain in that area, looking for any type of, the earth or the ground being moved, signs of any type of, unfortunately, like a grave type location. But there is technology out there. Listen, I want to be very careful about that type of technology that is out there that the Bureau can use, because who knows who's watching this. But what I will say is this. The FBI's HRT team is going to be staged. They're going to be working with negotiators and their agents to get hard intelligence as to where this lady is. But let me assure you, Lawrence, when the time comes, if they get a solid location on her, the HRT team, who is the best in the country, will come in. They will come in quick. They're going to come in fast. It's going to be loud. It's not going to be pretty.
Chad, what did you gather from the family's video? And can you also address the forensics evidence? How long will it take us to find out DNA from the blood and maybe evidence inside?
Yeah, Angela, so let's start with the forensic aspect first in the blood, because I feel like this case at face, I'll be honest, it's confusing to me. This is so, and this is what I do for a living. I'm in law enforcement, but this almost takes me back to the Brian Kohlberger case in Idaho, where the civilians, the citizens, the American people are so involved, heavily involved in this case, and they want answers. I get that. Is this possibly a situation where there is more going on behind the scenes, and for the integrity of the investigation, they don't want to release? Possibly, but I assure you, with President Trump, Kash Patel coming inside, the FBI's crime lab is going to be working rapidly. But some of these testing on DNA, and listen, I'm not a scientist or a forensic scientist, but I do know that some of these testing do take time to get the results back. But again, I'm sure the vehicle information, even going back to the sister's house, obviously they were the last ones to know who she was. They're going to be looking at the forensics on the vehicles, on their vehicles, the computers. Where were these vehicles? Did they return and come straight home? Again, we want to eliminate the family, first of all, as suspects. As far as the letter and the family, again, I do believe that letter was written by the Guthries.
But Chad, explain what, I'm sorry to interrupt, but explain to the audience, because you're right, there was some genuine nature in the letter, but there was law enforcement speak in there, especially that term, ready to talk. What does that mean?
Yeah, well, two things. One, I think the ready to talk means, listen, we're ready for you to come to the table. But just like Savannah was saying, in order to do that, we are not going to show all of our cards. We're not going to start talking financials until we know beyond a shadow of a doubt. Listen, there's AI out there. There's too many programs out there that could make this look real. We need to know our mother is alive. And at this point, we are ready to do whatever we can do to bring her home safely.
Chad, is it safe to say that if we watch three family members give this plea, to the would-be captors, that they've been eliminated as suspects. You say get rid of the family first. Is the fact that we saw all three on video showing that they're not looking at them as suspects?
Well, Brian, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, this almost goes back to the, and I'm drawing a blank, the Susan Smith case, Angela, you remember here in South Carolina. And where she, I think they already knew that she was a suspect. They let her get on the media and give the plea. Where's my kids? Who did this to my kids? So I wouldn't say that's 100% correct. I think the Bureau is going to look at anybody and everything at this point.
Just real quick. When it comes to DNA, if it is the captor's DNA is there, but they hadn't committed a crime in the past, what makes you think the DNA will lead to anyone, since everyone's DNA isn't on a human being registry?
No, not everyone's, Brian's, but we see time and time again that it could be a distant relative who's submitted on genealogy or one of these sites. Plenty of crimes. I mean, the day and age of getting away with some type of homicide or violent crime, those days really are done. I feel certain that this person's going to be apprehended. Right. But again, let's let this thing fold out. My heart breaks for this family, but I promise you, President Trump, Kash Patel, they have the best coming there and the best resources.
Yeah. It just is so strange, isn't it, Chad? This is something that we would have watched a movie about decades ago. We haven't heard anything like this in a long time. So it's very, very strange to have the ransom letter and all of this as a country watching this all unfold. Chad, thank you so much.
Thanks for your insight, Chad.
Your experience, yes, and your insight.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.